So I'm awaiting payment. I got to turn this gray so I can leave. And then we are off to Madison Street. Next, now we're gonna hit the Canton. Put the motor in a Samsung. Okay. I'm gonna call Miss Jeffries one more time.
And forwarded to voicemail. The person you're...
Okay, so. That's on LaShawn. Tell LaShawn, hey, I think you got to figure that out because our girls think we on some bullshit. It's her fault. I told her to call and she kept stalling. The woman, we on some bullshit. She put us on block.
Keep calling. Check empty phone. Please hold while I try to connect you. Hello?
Okay, LaShawn, you got to find somebody else because the bitch has officially blocked me.
Oh, well, let me call her.
All right.
Okay, I'll call you right back.
All right. And I don't blame her. She ain't playing shit. You got on some bullshit. All right, guys, let's go to Canton, Georgia. We may be going through downtown Atlanta.
In this administration is he's taking a wrecking ball to the government. And what that means is so that people really understand as folks are sitting here and watching, there are folks who have been fired from the federal government and now
that's useless.
Is our water safe, right? Is our food safe?
Yes.
The skies.
Yes.
And the skies, right? We have to worry about getting on a plane. Is that going to be safe?
How is this show still on the air? Quick, let's go to Jean Pierre on The View. Let's see what this little troll got to say. Let's see. Roll the clip.
Trump administration has made some interesting changes, including barring the Associated Press from key press areas for not using the term Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico. And they've taken over control of press pool coverage for the first time, I think, in over 100 years.
Yeah.
What is your view of what is happening, and do you have any advice for the current press secretary?
So here's the thing. The
don't
Associated
want
Press,
your
if you look at the
advice.
Associated Press, they are the oldest wire in the press briefing room. And you think about journalists, you think about the reason they're in the press briefing room, you think about the reason they're in the pool. It's called the protective pool. There are 13 members of the pool. I'll try not to get too wonky here. And their
lie for the
job
president.
is to provide unbiased information to the American people.
They haven't been
because
doing that.
the American people deserve that. And when the White House press team decides to
Yes.
Hey, baby, she's not blocking you. You know, that's just how her phone is.
So you talk to her.
No, I called her from my cell and my work, and I'm getting her voicemail. So I left
I'm
her
getting
a
her
detailed
voicemail,
message.
too.
Okay, so calm down. Don't think negative. We don't need that type of energy
telling you,
right
she
now.
ain't got
Let-
shit to do with us. I'm
Just
telling you.
calm down, okay?
I'm
She
calm
ain't the
down.
only. Okay, so she's not the only person in the world that we can get to watch my mom for our wedding day, okay? If she does not want to take our call or provide us services, that's fine. We will just look for someone else. But I'm just telling you, I don't think she just blocked your number, because I called from my cell and I also called from my work. Okay? So let's just see. I left. You alright? You alright? Oh my God. I left her my name and my cell number, and let's see if we don't hear anything back from her by, we'll give her end of week, or we'll give her some time. We don't know what's going on in her life. Something could have happened over there. We just don't know. We don't want to assume the worst. But if she is not available, we just move on. Okay? Okay, good. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Good. How did you sleep last night?
I slept well. How did you
That's
sleep
good.
last night?
I slept good.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'm about to go into a meeting, so I'll call you later.
You do that.
Or call me. Okay. All right. You do have a good day, and
Darling.
talk to you soon.
Okay.
in this administration is he's taking a wrecking ball to the government. And what that means is so that people really 13 members of the pool, trying not to get too wonky here, and their job is to provide unbiased information to the American people, because the American people deserve that. And when the White House press team decides to step in and override the White House Correspondents Association, who they have the job of doing that, then what we're looking at is state TV.
Yep.
What we're looking at is what Russia is doing. What we're looking at is what North Korea is doing. And we are doing that. They are attacking the fiber of the freedom of the press. They are destroying it because they want to be covered in a friendly way. Yeah. And look, I was in that position for 2.5 years. It is an exercise. What we did in the press briefing room, what the president did when he took questions from the press, it is an exercise of democracy. And we have to remember that when the press briefing room was televised, it's not just televised here in the United States.
Right.
It's televised globally.
A lot of people don't know that.
And right,
Please,
people
we
are
know
wondering, other countries are wondering, what are we saying as the United States? What is it that we want to do? And it is an exercise of democracy. It is the cornerstone of democracy. The freedom of the press is the fourth estate. And we are supposed to be leading that as the most powerful country in the world.
It's called the first.
Korean, Joy has the first question, but when Stephen was leaving, she said, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. I disagree with you.
Yeah, I do.
And I was curious, and so that's why I was curious.
I do on the mandate. on Donald Trump and his administration having a mandate, and we have to be super mindful and careful of this because he does not have a mandate. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the numbers, just look at the facts.
Does have a mandate.
He won with the smallest margin of the popular vote since the 19th century. There was no.
I'm gonna let her finish. Do you know how stupid it sounds to say he won with the smallest victory? It don't matter. A Republican hadn't won in 20 years. So in order for him to even get a win in general in 20 years is incredibly impressive. And he was supposed to go to prison, and they labeled him Nazi. They literally every day on television they said he was Hitler, and he still won. If they were being fair and they were covering Donald Trump like they should have, Donald Trump would have won by even crazier. But they tried to put him in prison, ruin his reputation, bankrupt his family. They did all of this and he still won. And they tell him it's the smallest margin. I don't give a. That's like somebody saying somebody won the Super Bowl by a field goal. You still won the Super Bowl. It don't matter how much you won by. Did you win or did you not? And he won the popular vote. Roll it.
Tail, meaning that it is the House is at a razor thin, and he's on his way in the first 100 days to be the most unpopular president in their first 100 days. Yeah. That is not a mandate. In 70 years.
Man is in there.
Well, but that's questionable.
But I guess the question is, does it matter if he has both houses of Congress and the White House?
It does matter because right.
Yes. Go.
What are you up to?
Oh, I'm headed downtown Atlanta. What's up? Your car broke
for
down?
Work for work or play?
Customer.
Oh, okay. What time your wife get off?
I don't know. Between 5 and 6.
Oh, okay. What do I say? What do I need to do? Do I have to bring my old tag? Because I need to get my old tag from the Jeep transferred over to this new car. Do I need to bring the tag with me? Or what I gotta bring it with me? What all I need to bring?
Your proof of purchase, right? Your tag, your driver's license, and proof of insurance.
Wait, the tag, proof of purchase. What did you say?
Your insurance and your driver's license.
Okay.
That's it. Because they're gonna try.
Do I go to the DMV or I gotta go to the courthouse?
You can go to Monroe.
Right, to the courthouse you took me to?
You can go to Monroe, yeah. Yeah, you ain't got to go all the way down to the other place. You can go to Monroe because those are Walton County. They just gonna try to sell you a plate. That's why you said I got my own plate, so they can put it on.
Right, because I spent a lot of money on that plate, so I just need to get it transferred over.
Right.
Because I had got that custom plate. I need that transferred over. That's
right. They'll help you do that.
I'm probably gonna try to head down on my day off, trying to get it done. I need to get my license done too, because my license.
You expired? You're old?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're old.
I got to talk to your wife later on. Because at first she just said she wanted raspberry fizz.
You got her address, phone number. She ain't doing nothing but talking jokes. I just hung up the phone. She in the cracking jokes on the job.
Let me finish. You eat raspberries? When you say eat raspberries? Yeah.
Yeah.
You eat raspberries?
Sure.
That's what she didn't want a raspberry filling. I was like, when have you ever ate raspberries?
I selected raspberry.
Really?
Right.
Pretty gross. I guess you're getting old.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Got a weird taste.
We just want to get married and get y'all the hell out. So we can go.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mind you, you got all y'all kids working.
Yep.
But now I'm like I told you, I'm gonna take care of the dessert table. I mean, the dessert table and the cake. I got somebody working on. But yeah, you don't got to worry about it. I told her to get me, good friend discount. I already took care of it. I just got to figure. Do you know How does it work with that place you got? They got a kitchen, right? Are they gonna let y'all bring the food in the night before?
I'm picking it up.
Wait, are you dropping it off the night before? Or are you dropping your food off the same day?
The same day. I'm going up there before they open the recreation center. I'm going to be going to get the food. By the time I get back, they should be opening the door and take the food into the cafeteria. The cafeteria keep the food warm, and it's got a refrigerator. So
gotcha. It's just because I'm gonna have to come down with the cake and all that stuff, and I need to drop it off too. So I need to come with you. I gotta bring the cake from. I gotta come.
I gotta go to Benson.
Benson.
Yeah.
Oh, to get the food.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta bring the cake and all the stuff down from Durham. So I'm trying to figure out if it makes sense.
We're gonna be running into each other. Cause I'm gonna be on.
Yeah, I need to get there. Well, yeah, I need to be able to get the cake and stuff in there with you.
They're not gonna let us in to 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah. We got it from 1 to 7.
I'm just nervous having that cake out. I need to get it refrigerated quick as possible.
Oh yeah, well once you get it, just do the speed limit. You ought to make it in time.
All right.
Plus you got a Ford, so it should be all right.
Man, that thing was getting. What does that mean? That thing was getting in there.
It's a V6 or it's a V6 or a V8.
V6, I believe. Okay. That motherfucker, look, that thing was getting. I felt like the cops were in.
People getting out your way too, didn't they?
Let me tell you that people were getting the fuck out my way. Okay, I love everything was. Look, no one got listen. That mostly at night. Oh, nobody fucking with me. Oh, I love it. Oh, great. Oh man. I guess when I see the break, and then when I come down there to get the kids at spring break, I gotta get Jaden a suit. Cause he had to be in a suit, okay? He just be in a tie and topper.
Whatever's convenient for him, it doesn't matter. Cause
well, cause you know I gotta get their clothes together.
What are we gonna have him doing? He gonna hold my. I'm gonna let James hold my ring. Do you want to hold her ring?
I'm taking pictures and video.
But you can hold the ring though.
Genesis can hold on.
If she show up.
Why won't she show up?
I don't know.
Oh, the kids know this.
Genesis is a dangerous person.
Have you talked? When's the last time you talked to Genesis?
The last time I saw her when she said she was expecting. That's the last time I saw her.
Oh, okay. That's the last time you talked to her?
I can call her and text her, and then I have to wait my turn or my day for her to reply. It may take 2-3 days before she replies.
Yeah, if I tell you something, you can't say nothing.
Okay.
I'm being for real. You can't say nothing.
Who am I gonna tell?
Dad, your mama. You might call all kinds of stuff. If I tell you something, you can't say nothing.
She done did something?
Dad, listen to me. Can you not say nothing?
No.
But let her come to you. But she's taking it hard. But Jaden, let me tell you, when I say Jaden is the best brother in the world, he was by his sister's side, okay?
Yeah.
He was Genesis was crazy. But yeah, she's taking it kind of hard, but she's a tough cookie though. She that poor baby. She's really upset by it. But yeah, don't. I kind of told your wife about it. She knows that it might it was a possibility.
When you tell her?
I didn't tell her. The other day when
that's
I
what
met her.
She said, "Have I heard from Genesis?" I said no.
Yeah.
So she knew.
Because she asked if she tell you, and I said no. Let Genesis tell you. Because I thought Genesis was gonna call you, but Genesis hadn't called you. She was upset. But I kept telling her. I said, don't tell him. I said, we'll see if Genesis call her first. Because she wanted to tell you as soon as I told her. But I was like, I don't want y'all to freak Genesis out. Because I knew you would have been jumping into action. But I just want to go ahead and tell you what's going on. So you don't think that your granddaughter is avoiding you.
She going through some things. Got it.
She going through. She's just emotional. But
is she back at school?
Give her a moment. Yeah, she still at school. And she been going to work.
Okay.
She was at work the other day. She was at McDonald's. But yeah. No, that's your copy. You're good to go. You just leave it right there. You welcome. But yeah, I should be down there. I'm gonna drive down. I should be down there on my day off next week. So I can take care of my tags.
All right.
My day, I should be down there Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, no, it'd be Tuesday. So I can take care of them tags. Cause I don't like running around with 30 tags.
Right. Okay. Well, if you want to talk to LaShawn, she is at the office cracking jokes.
You need a wheelchair? You need a wheelchair? All right, Dad. Let me get back to work. I will talk to you later. I got you. All right,
I just cannot watch my little program.
This administration is he's taking a wrecking days. Yeah. That is not a mandate.
70 years.
In 70 years.
Man is in there.
Well, but that's questionable.
But I guess the question is, does it matter if he has both houses of Congress in the White House?
It does matter because right now we have, what we're seeing in this administration is he's taking a wrecking ball to the government. And what that means is so that people really understand as folks are sitting here and watching, there are folks who have been fired from the federal government, and now, is our water safe, right? Mm-hmm. Is our food safe?
Are the skies?
The sky, right? And the skies, right? We have to worry about getting on a plane. Is that going to be safe?
Is there going to be a pandemic?
Is there going to be a pandemic? And not only that, folks who need their Social Security check, are you going to get it?
Yeah.
I mean, that is real, and they're doing it without concern of the fallout.
Right. They don't care.
How is this show still on the air? Is our air travel safe? We just looked at the FAA firing was less than 1% of the FAA. Less than 1%. They have 50,000 employees. They only fired 400 people who were all probationary. That means that when you're in probationary, you only been on the job for about 18 months. Less than 18 months. You're on probation. That means that you haven't even passed your probationary period to be a full-time employee or to have all the full benefits. But they only fire people like that. That means they fire people with the least amount of experience, the least amount of engagement in the FAA. Before the FAA, air traffic controllers and all of that happened in DC was staffing before Donald Trump did anything with the staffing. That was Joe Biden's staffing. And that accident could have been one person messing up. And then the thing in Canada was in Canadian airspace and Canadian air traffic controllers. And the pilots bombed the landing. They probably should have flew around instead of trying to land it and hit the ground and it flipped over and nobody died. That had nothing to do with the United States of America other than the pilots. Had nothing to do with the FAA, had nothing to do with the federal government. What other incident are y'all talking about? When Boeing's doors were falling off and flying out of the air and landing gear failing and wheels dropping off the planes, these mother didn't say nothing. They didn't say nothing was catastrophic. They didn't even criticize Boeing. But stuff that happened is unrelated to Donald Trump. They now saying, because he fired 1% of the people, all of a sudden, can we fly? Is our water safe? The fact that they would even say this on television is insane to me. These people are pushing propaganda, hate, and division. There's no way whatsoever that Donald Trump would eliminate key people in functions and systems that make sure our water is safe. But they're the same people that didn't say a mother freaking thing in California when the governor failed so bad it burnt down all these people's houses. They didn't have water, the reservoir, and all this other stuff. They don't say nothing when there's real issues of real concern. Rolla.
That is something that and look, I understand.
I'm pretty sure people didn't vote for those things.
Right, because where's the economy? What happened to, we're going to bring prices down? We saw what he did with the tariffs yesterday.
Yeah.
The American people are going to be paying for that. And it's going to increase. If you look at car prices, if you could look at food prices, all of that is going to go up. And foreign countries are not paying for that. We are paying for that. It's a look. It's
are we going to be part of NATO?
Are we going to be? And look, it's a moronic policy. It is. But let's be clear. He said he was going to do that during his election.
Yeah, and he's doing it.
And this is the strategy is chaos. It's truly chaos. But we cannot forget.
He said he was going to be doing that during his, and the American people voted for him in a landslide. They want him to do it. These people are lying. His rating, his popularity is, wait till he do his speech tonight. He gonna kill it. These people are stupid. We are in like a $900 billion trade deficit every year. And he's just saying we're gonna strategically use tariffs in a fair game. I tell you how stupid these people are. And I hope they all go to hell, to be honest. I hope they all go to hell. Because they messing up this entire country. They're causing division and stuff, and they know better than what they're doing, but they're doing it anyway. These are the type of people that deserve to burn, in my opinion. They are saying that Donald Trump and his tariffs, the American people are paying for it. Well, when the other country has a tariff on us, their people are paying for it. So what are you saying? When they have a 15% tariff on American import, their people are paying for it. But you want to make it about us. Well, if they raise the tariff, their people got to pay the higher tariff. These idiots don't even know what tariffs are all about. When Donald Trump say, well, we're going to raise the tariff, and Canada says, we're going to raise our tariff. Well, if you raise your tariff, the Canadian people who import is the one that's paying for that tariff, not the American people. The American people didn't get their tariffs raised. The Canadians did. But the strategy is not just that the people pay more. The strategy is that if it costs more to import, it'll be less imports and people will do it locally. That's why tariffs hurt other countries. Because if we put crazy amounts of tariffs on China, then therefore people will be able to buy that same product in America at the same price as China, so they'll stop going to China for the product. That's why tariffs hurt, I keep saying hate, that hurt other countries. It's not because we put a higher tariff on them and it hurts our people. That's why we do it. That's stupid. Nobody would ever do it if it just hurt our people and don't hurt them. But the tariffs bring in revenue. And if we have a tax and a revenue in the country, that's going to get us out of deficit. So if people say we pay higher prices for vehicles, how many times how many vehicles have you bought in the last 2 years? You people don't buy cars every day. So it's not like because the car costs more money, all of a sudden you can't drive nowhere. You don't have a life no more. You can't, gas gonna go. No, if the car costs more incrementally, you buy a car every 5 years, it's not gonna affect you for the next 5 years if that car costs more. It's some of our groceries gonna go, maybe we need to produce it right here in the United States of America. And all you idiots that want to give big corporations to get tax cuts, no, let them produce it in America and get them a tax cut so they can lower the price of goods and not have to pay the government. You take in the tariff, you build the treasury, give benefits to companies in America, let them have the tax burden relieved, and therefore they can lower the price or keep the price the same so people don't feel the burden. But there's a strategy to this. These dummies don't talk about the trade deficit. That means that in trade in all these other countries, we are negative 900 million plus, a billion plus. Nobody's talking about that. So how do we ever get to a point where we're profitable in international trade or global trade? But when you dumb and you have hair like that and you scissoring every night, that's why you say crazy stuff like that. Roll the clip.
Yeah, and we have to start asking the hard questions as to what is happening right now. This is a 5-alarm fire.
So let me follow up on something else we were talking about.
What do
you think the Democrats should walk out tonight?
Look, the Democrats have a couple questions that they need to ask themselves. The one is, who are they? Who are we as a party? What are we fighting for? And are we meeting the moment? Because these moments are not normal. This is not normal. We have to have a sense of urgency as we move forward. And we cannot do it the way that we've had in the past. We just cannot.
That's right.
Because this is not normal.
This is not normal.
And it's a 5-alarm, as you say.
It is a 5-alarm fire. And if we do not act as if it is a 5-alarm fire, look, he's not just coming after vulnerable communities anymore. That was obviously something that is incredibly problematic. He's trying to make every other community outside of the vulnerable community vulnerable themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because of what he's going after and what he's doing. Because it's affecting all of us.
Everybody.
All of us.
Education.
And we care about education.
I really miss you, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, I miss you.
Give her a break.
These people have no method, no mission, no purpose, no tactics. They just fearmonger. That's all they do. They just fearmonger. They literally are trying to make, this is what they do against Donald Trump every single time. And it works to a percent. I mean, you know, for a percentage of the people. There's some people that listen there and they go, yeah. Because it feels like chaos because they're making it chaotic. If they were to support Donald Trump and say, let's see where the tariffs go, and they actually supported their own president of the United States of America instead of supporting Zelensky and other presidents, then the American people wouldn't feel so crazy. They literally got on television and said, this is a level 5 fire, category 5 fire, or whatever they want to call it. That means that this is the worst thing that ever happened to this country, and everything is falling apart.
Meanwhile, when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
The new favorite member of the new squad, she put out a video of her dancing and rapping to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, and it turned it into some sort of political message to Donald Trump, or I don't know. Let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
There was an earthquake?
I was sleeping like a prince.
What the? Yeah, there was an earthquake in LA.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Yeah. Anyway, where am I? I did the opening, right? Rebuilding family. Okay. My biblical question. No, you can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question for this week. Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Anyone else? Why do you want the approval of anyone else? And if you're out and about and doing whatever it is you're doing, resisting the department, the people at the border agency and the border control people, you're running away from them. DEI, what's the border people call? The one that going after the illegal ICE, baby. If you're resisting ICE and whatever, and then you're helping the illegal alien resist ICE, you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live. You can podcast, and so when you're done running, you can relax and watch it too. But you could be listening while you're running by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JOP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JOP Talk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right? Amazing. So, it's Thursday again already. And some of the new listeners might not be aware. We take all calls, but we set aside Thursday for the Bible Thumpers. Though we take all calls. And because Bible Thumpers need a little bit more time, because they don't communicate well, and because when they make a statement about the Bible or whatever, and you're trying to respond, they're already thinking on another Bible verse or scripture to just throw out there, so you're not able to communicate with them. So I'm like, let's set aside a day for the Bible Thumper. We love the Bible Thumpers. So we said, okay, we'll call Thursday Bible Thumper Thursday. And again, we take all call, but today is Bible Thumper Thursday.
Let freedom ring from the curvaceous hilltops of California.
What now?
God, we're asking telling you not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee.
It's a shame that guy did
We
that.
will be able to speed up that day for all of your children. Black men and white men, Protestants and Catholic, be able to see
The white people like, what's wrong with the blacks?
Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last.
What's wrong with the blacks? That's a shame. See, white people, y'all have no business inviting these blacks to participate in your stuff. They don't know how to do it properly. They don't know. They don't have the know-how to function in the right way. They've lost that. They did years ago, about, let me see, 70 years ago. But they don't know how to do it right. They have a ghetto mentality because they hate white people, and then they've been screwed up in their homes by their mothers, and they have lost their way. That's embarrassing that that guy did that. It was wrong. It should not have happened, but it was in your face to the white people. It has nothing to do with the inauguration at all, but it was just in your face because they hate white people. I was thinking about what's happening in our government right now, and one thing that I realized, I saw this woman, Jasmine Crockett, maybe Crockett too, but Crockett, maybe Crockett, but, and Maxine Waters and another black woman with no hair, how they're acting in our government, and not just them, these other black women as well. And it is awful. It's awful. And what America don't realize, and maybe they do, but they're just afraid to stop it. America has made a horrible mistake allowing black women, black females to get into government, to get into your business and try to run your companies, to try to run the police department or anything. You have made a horrible mistake. And America is already regretting it, but you're going to regret it even more so. Because the one thing that you don't realize, or maybe you do, but just afraid to stop it or say it or anything, is that black people do not know how to run anything. They just don't know how. They have no self-control, no knowledge of how to do anything good. And everything they touch turned to ghetto. And the reason for that, first of all, they have not been taught discipline, self-discipline in their homes. And they have not been taught it in the schools because white people are afraid to correct the blacks. And so, and then black females have been taught that they suffer. The black females suffer so much. And the black females do not respect black men. And as a result of not being corrected by the black men, their fathers, their boyfriends, their uncles, and their nephews, and their male cousins, and grandpa, and no one, they have gone completely out of control. And then the white people tell them they understand because it's hard on the black female. She had it hard. She went through slavery, and then she had to take care of the family, and she this. And so black females cannot run anything. They have stone attitudes, and they feel entitled, and they lost all sense of self-control. And America, you will regret it if you're not already regretting it. I remember there was a time in government when it was pretty much ran by white people, and there was a sense of respect. It was like rules in the government that they would have to treat each other with. Respect each other. Even if they didn't agree, they still would be orderly as much as possible and try to run the government however they ran it, but it was a sense of respect. That's gone now because you've allowed black females to be a part of it. And they are nasty. They're evil. And what you see these black females and the way they're acting in government, the police department, city councils, mayors, whatever you allowed them to be in, is what they're done in the home too. They have done this to the children, the men's children. They have done it to the men, the black men in the homes, if they were in the homes. And black females have no respect at all, zero. They have nothing but anger and disrespect. And really with the white man, I remember once when I wasn't that into government, paying that much attention, and I lived in South Central LA for a while when I first moved out here. And one time Maxine Waters, you know how the government go home for a vacation. While they're home, they meet around with the community sometimes. And Maxine Waters met with the community, and at that time Newt Gingrich was in office. And Maxine was talking about how horribly she treated Newt Gingrich. He was white, and she just said what she wanted to say to him, and she just does what she wanted to do. And the people applauded. The blacks applauded it. They didn't think that was wrong or disgusting or that's not the way you act in government. It's not the way an adult should act. White people, you see for yourself that blacks cannot run anything. You see, they don't even have their own businesses in their own neighborhoods. And their neighborhoods are ghetto. They can't run anything, and yet you turn the American government over to them. And they are destroying it. And I have proof of it. This is hell on earth. And because of the blacks, not all, but most, because there are some black men and women who are starting to wake up from this, and they're working on themselves, they're forgiving, and they're overcoming anger. But because of that, the government, these people are screwing up the government, and the white people are afraid to stop them. Look, it's just over. It's just over. Look at South Africa. Look at anywhere in the world where the world have allowed the blacks to take over and run their thing, especially Western world. And even in South Africa or Africans where blacks, it's just only blacks. There's, I guess, some places where mostly black. It's screwed up. Nothing is working. And you have turned a Christian country over to them that was founded by white men who, by the grace of God, built the greatest country in the world. And due to fear, you allow the enemies of God to destroy it. It's mind-blowing to me, but I understand. When you have fear, you can't function. Your whole life is dictated by fear. I want to show you the attitude of black females. And this attitude that you're going to see, and you've already seen in the government, is what's happening in the black homes, in the black churches, in the black community, and everywhere. And that's why nothing works. And you wonder why the kids are so bad and out of control. They're just like the black females, their mothers and their grandmothers. They have no sense of discipline at all. They have no love and they have no respect. And they have grown bodies acting like wild animals. And you've turned this country over to them. And they hate the white man. And they love, and the white woman too, to be honest. And they love arguing with them in public and trying everything they have to disrespect them and degrade them. And when they do, they feel good about it. And the black people applaud them. This is hell on earth, and this is evil. Our country, my country, I don't care how much you sing and dance about it and say it, it's no longer a Christian country. I know Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, is trying to bring it back to that. But it's too far gone. You've allowed the children of evil to get in there and run things. And then you give them permission out of fear, and you say, oh, you're a black female, you've had it hard. You lie to them. And they know it, and they are out of control. I want to show you what this woman, Jasmine Cricket, did. And it's disgusting, it's evil. She's a grown female, but she's acting like a DEI person. It's pretty sad. It's sad in that you allow evil to take on over your life inwardly and outwardly by going along with this. And America will regret it. They already regret it. They're going to regret it even more so. And I noticed that most of the female so-called politicians are in the Democratic Party. They run the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party is falling apart. As the so-called people of color take over the Democratic Party, look what it is becoming. They say it's far left, it's way left, it's evil now. Pure evil. That's why they're not feeling anything except hatred. They hate the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. And they hate all people, to be honest. Because if you don't love all, you love none. Nobody. You gotta love your enemy. If you don't love your enemy, you love no one. Your own children, your own family. And this is why they treat each other this way. I may not know some things, but I know black people. And black people, not all, but most, because there are some black people overcoming, but black people don't care. They have no love. They don't care about destroying you. They get a thrill. They really don't care about each other or anything. They have no love. And this is the church-going black people, the non-church-going black people, the so-called educated black people, the non-educated black, they don't care. They'll cuss you out. They'll fight you. They don't care. Black on black crime, out of control. They don't care. They have lost their way. They're evil. It has nothing to do with racism. No such thing as racism or sexism or homophobia or Allah'ism or white supremacism, anti-Semitism, or Derbyjaism. No ism. This is evil. Pure evil. I want to show you what these black women, black females have done or is doing to our country, and they have already done it to the black family and the black community. And the black men are so weak, they call them queens. Black queens, they call them. They don't say queens of hell. They're black queens, all right, but queens of Satan. And it's sad. It's hell on earth. And they're bringing their hell into government now which is going to affect all Americans unless you overcome the world. This is from SK Pop. This is about this black female so-called Texas representative Jasmine Cricket posts a video on Tuesday night on TikTok dancing to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us version from the Super Bowl halftime performance. White people should have never allowed that guy to perform at the Super Bowl. That's not the way white people act at the Super Bowl. Just like that opening that the Anchor Bay put together, you had this black guy performing at Donald Trump event. He up there talking about having a dream and looking over the mountain. Look, this is stupid. In your face, white people. And you're turning over your country to them. Black people cannot run anything. That's why they have nothing going on for themselves. They take over the white people already developed things and they destroy it. They don't make it better. But anyway, so this Jasmine Cricket dancing to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us version from the Super Bowl halftime performance ahead of Donald Trump joint address to Congress. This is from SK Pop. So this is where Cricket urged everyone not to watch the president delivering his speech. Watch this from X. This is an image of it.
This is her X account, and the name of her X account is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. What am I saying? And it reads, well, the state of the disunion will begin shortly. I'm going to be in attendance. And she puts an unamused emoji. And she writes, do not watch, in all caps.
And I want you to, if you're watching this photo, go back to it.
Oh,
if you're watching this photo of her, it looks like she's at the White House there somewhere. Look how she's acting. Look at the ghetto grin and the hood personality, attitude. There's nothing professional about that at all.
At all.
And did she think it was the State of the Union? She's calling it the State of the Disunion.
She doesn't know. But look at it. Does that look professional? Does that look like she's a part of an American government? She brought the hood to the White House. And you voted for her. This is the attitude of black females. This is what drives black children to violence. Being raised by females like this, and the black men can't stop it because their mothers were like this, and they end up with, you become attracted to what you hate, so they end up with the mothers, same spirit, and they can't handle it. Here is Jasmine Cricket TikTok post. Watch this. Yeah, I think I read text. Yep. This is not the way you're supposed to act in government. But you brought the black hood to the White House. And I promise you, you may hear one or two blacks disagree with that, but they're going to love it because that's all they know. And it seemed normal to the blacks. This female Cricket is dancing in what looked like the White House. Where's the professionalism in that? And then when other black children who don't have good parents anyway, when they see that, how will they act? When they see a representative acting that way, how will they act? It looked like with the Capitol building, it was somewhere in Washington, D.C. where she has no business being. Whether it's the Capitol or the White House. Oh, not the White House. No, it wasn't the White House. The Capitol looked like the Capitol. I want you to think about that, folks. This is a grown female. This is not some little kid. And she's carrying on like that in government, at work. You have brought the hood to Washington, D.C. You have voted in these black female governors and mayors and police chiefs and fire chiefs, and they're destroying it. They can't help it. That's what they do with everything they touch. Look at their own, and they end up most of the time leaving the hood because they move into white areas. Here is, so that was something to here's another post from Cricket doing Trump joint address. Watch this from X.
He up there, he's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we wasn't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know. We showed her, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. This is the message that she wanted to send today. We've got my sis, Andrea Salinas, and she kept it real simple. Resist. That's what we about.
Resist from what?
So you still want females running your country? Females were not created to lead. They were created to follow. And when they're not being guided, they go out of control like this. And the black female has gone out of control. Quick break, back in a moment.
We need a new segment for the show. It's called the Mammy segment. Yes.
Who are we putting in first?
Okay.
First honoree.
The first honoree is Jasmine Crockett.
Crockett. JG. How fitting, my dear.
JC. Crockett.
Fitting. JC.
So she is calling Trump an enemy to the United States. I'm going to play this clip.
And as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. He swore an oath just like the rest of us. But right now, when you are literally putting us at risk, all because of what? Because you want to convince your followers that you should be a dictator too, that you should never leave the White House because you don't believe that elections should take place. I don't really understand what is going on, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up. We are not living in a safe country when we decide that.
Stop a second. When did Trump ever say he has an intention of being dictator for life and never leaving the White House? Did he ever say that? No. So she's lying. She's part of this fascist little cabal here. Next thing is the majority of the country seems to side with him. Meanwhile, it's now coming out the fascist things that they were trying to do. Oh, misinformation, false information. We must restrict it. Restriction of free speech. We must take search and seizure as a relative thing because sometimes we must. Okay, freedom of speech shall not be absolute. Oh, what is the other one? The Fifth Amendment, due process of law is so inconvenient. So what exactly is this fool talking about except running her ignorant young mouth off? She's a fool. Now, if you want to see why a lot of people support Donald Trump, you're looking at one of them. So why does her particular verbiage direct itself not toward, I may disagree with what you're saying, but I'll defend your right to say it. She's trying to restrict it, which is fascism. Those are quotation marks.
All right, I'm going to finish playing it.
That we are going to weaken our national security by getting rid of those that are watching our nuclear stockpile, by giving everything over to a private friend known as Elon Musk. We are getting rid of all of the inspector generals. And so there's literally a lack of checks and balances all around us. And then we have
fact check. That is a lie. Nobody's getting rid of the inspector generals. That's just a flat out lie. But it's her right to say it. But I'm pointing that out because the lie told long enough, loud enough, can get anybody to believe it, including the liar. And I guess this liar believes it. So anyway, if she does, right now it's because of her ignorance, which says, look at it, watch it, it's huge. Name the program or the executive order to get rid of the inspector generals as a category rather than surplus. So, okay, fine. Now, let's go fact check.
Have somebody who's sitting his vice president out to offend our allies in Europe?
She wants to support this Nazi, Zelensky. So, what is she talking about, offending our allies in Europe? Her hench bitch, oh, excuse me, did I say that? The hyena witch that they sent over there to insult everybody with a drunken word salad is supposed to be exemplary? No, it's not.
So here's another clip. She's talking about, I guess, Musk and
as it relates to X, he has never made a profit since he bought X. In fact, the value of X is 75% lower than it has ever been. So if I am going to go look for somebody to run a business, I'm going to look for someone who is going to run one successfully. And before people start screaming and yelling about, well, he's a billionaire. Yeah, when you know the right people and they'll just give you money, then you can become a billionaire too.
Stop.
And maybe one day all of us will have that kind of access. But until then.
That is so ultimately stupid and ignorant. And then she's forgetting he ran PayPal. I bet she uses it. Then, of course, there's Tesla, and I bet a whole lot of people are driving these Teslas. In fact, I see a lot of them on the roadway. There is the most powerful rocket ever made by man that, by the way, can come back and land like old-time 1950 sci-fi spaceships on the tail. The Defense Department wants them to do 20 exploratory launches for upgrading their ICBMs. He's the one that's got Starship that can carry 200 people to the moon or Mars. Oh, and he's setting up a plant right here in Memphis, 85,000 square feet, to make the most advanced AI computers in the world. So, okay, all of this is fake. So she's just an ignorant flim-flam mammy. Oh, and she must be a very exceptional person when it comes to the qualification. Remember what I said? They first become successful bed wenches and then they get made mammies. So she must have been a very successful bed wench for somebody.
For her white donors, you know, George Soros.
Soros bought him another little wenchlet mammy, like he did Kamala.
She had some Silicon Valley tech people when she was first running cryptocurrency.
Yeah, naturally. So bought him another little mammy witch.
Well, there are more mammies, and they don't always have to be black. So I was just briefly, when you was reconnecting, I was talking about this Boston mayor. So it says here, Mayor Michelle Wu just went on television offering condolences to the victims of the attacker. It was a knife wielding attacker who tried to kill multiple people in Boston, but an off-duty police officer, who's the hero, prevented that from happening and ended up killing the attacker. She goes on a press conference, and I'm about to play this clip, giving her condolences to the criminal.
My condolences and all of our thoughts are with the family of the individual whose life has been lost.
Of the individual whose life has been lost. That was the man who was trying to actually kill innocent people.
Okay, what you expect? The mammies are generally stupid. It's
Well, okay, and so here.
All right, I mean, let's put
this is the mammy segment. We have another mammy here.
Wait a minute. It would be funny if this was Saturday Night Live. Unfortunately, it's not.
Okay.
SNL.
So here's AOC, because you know she got in trouble
AOC is another idiot.
She got in trouble for hosting some type of Zoom meeting to educate illegals on how to evade ICE.
Tightly.
So this is
1324 United States Criminal Codes. That's a violation to do that. That is a conspiracy amongst other things, and it carries, I think, in her situation, a 10-year cap.
Well, they are investigating her. They are. Congress is.
They ought to lock her dumb ass up for violence.
You had a recent dispute, if that's the right word, with Tom Homan, the president's Homeland Security czar, so-called. You held an online forum, a Know Your Rights forum, that he didn't like. What were you doing? What was your goal as you saw it?
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
Illegal search.
Homan was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents.
Advice, she said it, unauthorized practice of law. She didn't just give advisement as to what she thought the law was.
Hello, can I help you?
Good morning. I was calling to speak with Mr. Monroe.
Who am I speaking with?
This is Mrs. Richardson.
Okay, Mrs. Richardson, how can I help you?
Hi. You serviced my refrigerator back in January. I'm in the James Crossing subdivision, and the refrigerator seems to be collecting that ice again.
Remind me, who makes the refrigerator? What's the brand?
KitchenAid.
Okay. And it's building up ice again?
Correct. Okay. And that's after your servicing in, I think it was mid-January.
Okay. What city are you in? You got to help me. I see so much.
I'm sorry. I'm in... Lord have mercy, you would ask a question. It's early in the morning.
Your ID comes up as blank. I'm trying to recall. It just says wireless.
Darrow Richardson. I'm sorry. So you serviced me under the Pulse.
Right. You remember what city I just need to know where you at right now. The town you live in.
James Crossing.
James Crossing. Is that like
That's the subdivision.
Of what city?
In Henry County.
Okay, McDonough. Like McDonough?
No, I'm so sorry. I'm drawing a blank. Oh my God.
Henry County sounds like McDonough.
No, it's not McDonough, sir. Stockbridge.
Okay, Stockbridge, McDonough. They're all Henry County.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so you would like to have service to see what's going on? I have. Go ahead. What are you about to say?
Well, to be honest with you, it seems like it's just beginning. I mean, when you saw me in January, the area to the drawer, there was a much larger area there than it is now. That's why I'm saying that
it's beginning.
It seems to just be collecting.
Let me ask, what did I leave the freezer temperature? Is it the freezer door we're talking about?
Correct. Well, you said that it was, this is the area above the freezer, the drawer that opens just above the freezer in the refrigerator itself.
Gotcha.
But I think you did say that the ice is related to the freezer, and so you did adjust that temperature, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, two things could be happening. The temperature is still too cold, or that door is not closing all the way. Are you able to determine the door that you're talking about? Is it closing flush? Because if hot air goes in, it turns to ice.
You mean the refrigerator or
the door,
both? All the refrigerator doors and the freezer doors are closing flush.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll be in McDonough tomorrow. Stand by.
Mm-hmm.
That's close to you. Stand by. Let me see.
So would you recommend that I have it checked now, or should I wait and see if the ice is going to build up more?
The longer you wait, the more it grows.
Okay. Should I decrease the temperature in the freezer?
I would increase the temperature. That
make it warmer.
Right.
Got you.
Because the colder you make it, the more the ice grows.
Got you. And I do that I can read my manual, but I need to just press this temperature thing here. Is that correct?
That is correct. And then increase as needed. And what does it say now? What does the freezer temperature say right now?
I need to press this to find that out?
Mm-hmm.
I have never done this, so I'm not sure. Okay, so the refrigerator is 37.
Mm-hmm.
And then I select zone to check the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm sorry,
It's okay.
I don't know.
See, we need to know which way we're going with the number that we.
Freezer is 2.
Positive 2. Now, the door that you say you see the ice, are you able to look in there and see and what direction the ice is growing? Is it growing from the right side inside of that door, or the left side, or what do you think?
So when I open if you probably don't remember, but I have to pull my refrigerator out so that I have. Let's see if I can. It seemed like it was completely across, but let me see if I can pull it out enough to.
Does it seem like it's coming from the back?
It's from the back, and it's completely across.
Can you send me some pictures?
Ooh. I'll see what I can send you, but right now
if you can send me some pictures of that back wall, I can be able to tell you what to do. Because I gotta see it to be able to.
Okay. I hope that I can.
Just try to take a picture of where it's coming from in the back wall, and I'll call you right back once I get the picture.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.